Not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 comment and join in for fun. Email nfroster@cbc.bb. Hear you soon. Bye.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities. Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives, and when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
98.1 to 1. This is the CBC Morning Report for today, Friday, September 29th. Good morning. I'm Tisha Hines. In our top story, Barbados can now boast that it has the only cooperative society with bylaws to assist individuals who are imprisoned or impacted by it. The establishment of the Alliance of Reform-Minded Entrepreneurs Cooperative Society has raised the level of optimism that it will play a positive role in the rehabilitative process of formerly incarcerated persons. Registrar of Cooperatives and Friendly Societies, Brent Gittins, believes it will break the stigma attached to former imprisoned persons.
We know the perception that most individuals have for former incarcerated persons when they are attempting to return to normal life within our society. I want to echo the comments made in an editorial written in the Saturday Sun newspaper dated September 23, 2023, and I quote, "Barbados already has some shining examples of voluntarism and rehabilitation. Prison Fellowship Barbados is one of them. Project Change, which worked with the prison services, is another." End of quote. And I am suggesting that this society, the Alliance of Reform-Minded Entrepreneurship Cooperative Society Limited, is another shining example of voluntarism and rehabilitation. It is the first such society in our country and across the Caribbean, as far as we are aware, which encapsulates within its bylaws that its members must, and I quote, "have been impacted by incarceration, either directly or indirectly, or be a person who seeks reform of the criminal justice system through progress lobbying and activism."
Minister of State in Foreign Trade and Foreign Business Development in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Sandra Husbands, says she's very impressed with the cooperative's mandate because they're looking to help.
For years, little or no provision was made to help reintegrate them into society. And so what we had was a merry-go-round. What we had was a revolving door that as people come out and then find that they cannot find a place in which to participate in the society around them, for some, not just going out and deliberately committing a crime to get money, but I've known of those who've committed a crime to get back inside where there's structure, there's order, and there are meals. So I want to congratulate this cooperative. As the minister with responsibility for this part of the ministry, tonight I am extremely proud of what you're doing, because I believe it brings together economics and emotions. It brings together kindness, love, and vision to be able to take people and provide for them the opportunity which they need to be able to get their lives restarted. And the thing is, as a society, because we focus on the colonial past, we forget this outward spiraling of the impact of a person who's incarcerated. There's a family who is left behind.
She thanked the co-op for what it's doing because it will ultimately break the cycle of recidivism.
To help create more frequently that third and fourth generation that will break out, so that we break the vicious cycle. And that is why I cannot thank you enough. Because this type of reform, this type of thinking is what is going to be needed to heal this nation and to help us to reclaim the lives of people who have been harmed by, one, the decisions and behaviors that they have engaged in, and then by a system that has failed to help them reintegrate. So my hat, I take it off to you, and I congratulate you sincerely on this effort.
Savings account for senior citizens has been unveiled in Barbados. It's among a number of initiatives contained in what is called an onboard application introduced by Sagicor Digital Bank to mark Senior Citizens Month in Barbados. Chief Client Officer Leanne Oselmo says it is called the Dot Silver account and gave details of the new product.
The product itself is a savings account that offers 2% interest rate, no minimum balance to open, you don't pay any withholding tax, and you don't pay any monthly fees. So it's a fantastic product. All you need to do is fund that account within 30 business days.
The bank official says the new app goes further and includes younger clients.
We are going to be launching soon our Dot Venture, which is for under 18. That is coming. We want to make sure that product is a really great product that we can bring to market. So for right now, if you're 18 or older, you can come and open any type of bank account with us. We have our Dot Deposit, which is a transaction product that you can easily open with us. And also, again, no monthly fees, no minimum balance to open. You can fund it within 30 days. We have our Dot Savings, which offers a 1.5% interest rate, no minimum balance to open, no monthly fees as well. So again, the Dot Savings is a fantastic product.
Well, coming up on the CBC Morning Report, we'll tell you what Guyana is planning to do. Now it's increasing its food production.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school. And don't just pack things you think they should have. Have a discussion and come up with things that you both know they will enjoy.
Guyana is keeping with the push to increase food production, and it's now looking to establish a $14 million regional food hub. We hear more of this effort from DPI.
Guyana has shown why it has lead responsibility for agriculture, agricultural diversification and food security in CARICOM with a plan to establish a regional food hub. The plan was disclosed by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa during a meeting with the President of the Islamic Development Bank, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Suleiman Al Jasir. The land for the facility has already been identified along the Swiss Dyke-Linden Highway, and it will cost some $14 million.
We want this Guyana here to be the food of the primary production of the Caribbean, so that we can supply the entire Caribbean. Because what we have our colleagues in the Caribbean will have arable flatland, bottled fresh water. And now with the investment coming on board, we can modernize the infrastructure and start ramping up the production.
Guyana is committed to being a key contributor in reducing CARICOM's annual food import bill by the year 2025. The government will also work with the state of Roraima in Brazil to form a partnership in the development of the hub.
We see the regional food hub as very much a regional initiative, meaning regional outside of Guyana, and as a piece of infrastructure that will contribute to a more efficient market for agricultural products across the entire Caribbean and North and South America.
Government has been in discussions with the Prime Minister of Barbados about sourcing inputs from northern Brazil and transporting them through Guyana to Barbados and vice versa. This will also give rise to the growing logistics industry in Guyana. This plan was commended by Dr. Al Jasir.
I think to have a target to be the Caribbean hub for food, I think that's a great ambition, and it's doable.
Tourism officials say Antigua and Barbuda is to welcome additional flights from the United States, the country's most important source market for visitors. The revelation comes from Chief Executive Officer of the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority, Colin James. ABS Television has the details.
We'll be having discussions with both Suriname Airways and Fly Always because we know we need the air bridges and the sea bridges between the South American countries and Barbados. In terms of Suriname Airways, they're looking at flying from Suriname to Guyana to Barbados, Barbados, Guyana, Suriname. And the load factor will be very good because we have a lot of traffic going from Barbados to Guyana, and what they're looking at.
Of course, that was the Prime Minister's Special Envoy to Suriname and Guyana talking about all of the strides they're making in trade. So we do apologize for not having that last clip. Now, Trinidad and Tobago's government is being urged to capture the data as it relates to country's Carnival to allow the greatest show on earth to prosper. The recommendation was made ahead of Carnival. We get more in this TTT report.
I can tell you that our capacity to measure is worse now than it was 20 years ago.
COSTAT President Dr. Keatney says the Central Statistical Office previously did an annual Carnival Digest publication loaded with data on the event, but stopped this after a fire at the office years ago. Now he says this country is lacking critical data, which is needed to make decisions on how to increase revenue from the two-day festival.
I bet you if we were to document Trinidad and Tobago's Carnival in a systematic way and do this consistently, then we would be surprised the impact. It would then encourage us to make further investments and generate what I would call a stronger creative or digital creative economy and a youth economy in particular.
And Trinidad and Tobago Promoters Association President Jerome Priscilla notes that the association also came into grave difficulty while urging government to reopen the entertainment industry during the pandemic.
So every week we do proposals as to why we need to reopen and give some semblance of it, and it was difficult for us to show in terms of the value our industry held because of the lack of data. And when we call around to this one and that one to get data, nobody had data.
He says promoters and artists are willing to share their data, but there's no entity that is capturing it. This, he says, is critical to measure how many people directly and indirectly benefit from the greatest show on earth, especially with depleting oil and gas resources.
And that is our main source of foreign exchange right now to our country. And when that runs out, what are we going to put in place? We have a product that we're sitting on here that generates foreign exchange for us.
They were speaking during a central bank panel discussion on Carnival.
500 refugees have fled for Armenia in a matter of days after Azerbaijan's lightning offensive, according to Yerevan. This is about 85% of the 120,000 ethnic Armenians who had lived in the troubled enclave until last week. Over 30 years, tens of thousands of people were killed fighting for and against the self-declared state of Nagorno. But now its president has issued an order dissolving the administration. In Armenia, the government must now try to accommodate this sudden, unexpected influx of as many as 120 refugees. We get more from Al Jazeera.
This laundry will probably never be taken in by the women who hung it out to dry. The self-declared state of Nagorno-Karabakh vanished so quickly its ethnic Armenian population had only minutes to pack. The rapid exodus driven by fears of ethnic cleansing by Azerbaijan. Few people accepted assurances from the government in Baku that they would be safe.
the real problem is that my feet just stuck to the ground. I don't know, but I just can't leave. I know that I have to, I know, but I'm not ready for that.
People hid in bomb shelters when Azerbaijan launched its lightning military offensive on Nagorno-Karabakh. As Russian peacekeepers stood aside, it didn't take long for the Azerbaijanis to break through the ethnic Armenians' thin defences. 9 days later, and most of the population of 120,000 has gone. Those still here are trying to leave.
It is impossible to find fuel. I met a woman, they are ready to pay like $200 for 5-liter fuel.
I don't know when Azerbaijanis will arrive here. I have some fears, and I don't want they arrive, and I'm not ready to meet them.
Over 30 years, tens of thousands of people have died fighting for and against the self-declared Republic of Nagorno-Karabakh. Now, almost in an instant, it's gone. It is, for the Armenians, a national tragedy. Now, the government here must try and accommodate a sudden and unexpected influx of as many as 40,000 families.
It's time to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. Today we're telling you a whole lot more about the International Conference on Strengthening Values Education. Very important interview is coming up for that. Also, there's a new outreach initiative of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital here in Barbados. We're going to tell you exactly how that will work, especially at this time where there's so much going on in the accident and emergency department at that facility. Plus, we're bringing some training for small businesses. We're going to have some fun in the sun with Rascals Barbados, and we're talking climate, population, and planetary health as we look to a conference that's happening at the University of the West Indies over the next few days. That's all coming up at 6:30, but next we have more news, sports, and weather, so stay with us.
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8. It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damian Best. Your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Match Day Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
Here's a news flash. We've just heard that the 2 Barbados fishermen who've been missing at sea for 12 days have been rescued.
The country stands poised tonight on the eve of one of its most significant historic events.
A very good evening to you as we bring you a look at local, regional and international news.
A very good evening to you. This is...
Adams International Airport Incorporated will very soon be engaging in a major exercise aimed at beefing up safety protocols. It will also ensure the airport continues to comply with a number of international standards and regulatory requirements. Working in conjunction with the Department of Emergency Management, the exercise, known as a full-scale exercise of FTX, is planned for a date in October that is deliberately not being disclosed. This is to ensure its integrity and authenticity and to adequately test the response system of the airport and other entities. This was revealed during a press conference where Chief Executive Officer of Gaia Inc., Hadley Bourne, stressed that the safety and security of passengers, staff, and stakeholders of the GAIA is of paramount importance.
Periodically, it is essential, but also mandatory from a regulatory perspective, to conduct these exercises to evaluate and enhance our preparedness should such incidents or disasters occur. In recent years, we have not undertaken such activities as our emergency response have been actively engaged in real-life scenarios, as recognized with the unforeseen events due to the passage of Hurricane Elsa, the freak storm, and most of you still have a pretty vivid memory of the ash situation.
It would have some impact on the traffic flows at the time it occurs. Acknowledging all of the island's emergency service providers will be taking part. He has also urged members of the public not to be alarmed when it takes place.
I stress on that because I'm well aware of previous exercises that would have caused significant disruption in the country. So I'm emphasizing that it's a simulation and it's just to test our preparedness.
Captain Robert Harewood of the Department of Emergency Management sought to further explain what might happen during the simulation exercise.
Disruption would really include or be limited, I want to use this word guardedly, limited to emergency response agencies making their way towards the incident site, activities at the incident site, and the site is almost like a confined area, not to disclose the location, but it's almost like a confined area. So it is not expected for too many persons to be in and around the area, and if they are, to evacuate them or to move them out of the area would not be challenging. But it will be in an area that normally has heightened activity. And the intent is to be able to test the resolve of the Gratz International Airport to respond to an incident within the airdrome.
Members of the public are also being advised, should an authentic emergency occur at the same time, the exercise will be promptly halted. Additionally, any communications about genuine emergencies will be prominently marked with no duff to indicate that it is not a drill. Barbados is among the first 2 Caribbean countries up for review come 2024 as the World Bank prepares to issue its new Business Ready, Be Ready report. The other is Jamaica, Be Ready, which will report on the business systems of up to 180 countries, replaces the former Doing Business report. Alternate Executive Director for Canada, Ireland, and the Caribbean at the World Bank Group, Christopher Sinclair, says a complete review and reform was undertaken after significant flaws were found. Mr. Sinclair explains what's new in the Be Ready report.
They have greater consideration for the role of public services, balanced coverage of the de jure and de facto aspects of business environment, including adding firm surveys, new data sourcing, complement from expert consultations. They're going to go to governments, they're going to go to private sectors, they're going to go to civil society, they're going to do a whole lot of consultations. All topics will be structured on the 3 pillars: regulatory framework, public services, efficiency. And the scoring will be based on firm flexibility and social benefits. So they're including social benefits now, which wasn't in the previous report.
Mr. Sinclair, a former Minister of Finance here in Barbados, was at the time delivering the 8th Leo Leacock Memorial Lecture. During the question and answer segment, he urged small business associations to band together and forward a proposal to CCRIF SPC, formerly the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Financing Facility, for coverage under the Risk Insurance Facility.
It started out for governments and for countries, But we now have to advocate to ensure that it can now come down to companies, businesses, and sectors in particular, so that you don't have to face the full brunt of the reinsurance industry, which can be extremely difficult. We agree with that. Even in instances where you have not been struck by a disaster. Because if a disaster occurs in Bahamas and the recovery rates have to be X or Y billion dollars, it is going to blow back on us.
Time for a peek at sports. President of the Barbados Football Association, Randy Harris, has been reacting to another disappointing performance by the national team in the 2023-2024 CONCACAF Nations League. He says positive results will not come overnight. Playing in Group B and League B, the Tridents suffered a 3-2 defeat at home to Montserrat before being thrashed by Central American counterparts Nicaragua.
You see, I have a vision for football, and my vision does not end in 2023. As I told you, we are putting programs in place. We are trying to build on the development of football in Barbados, and we don't expect results right away. It will take some time to see the fruits of what we are doing.
Harris also highlighted the need for more professional players to represent Barbados in international football to help change the fortunes of the national team.
And we are playing from the beginning against teams that are fully professionalized. All of their players are playing in professional leagues. We have not reached that stage as yet. And I believe that all of you could understand that there's a difference between an experienced doctor and an intern. And that is what we are doing here at the moment. We are playing interns against specialists, right? So we want to change that around. Obviously, the attitude towards professionalism will start from a young age. And we have recognized that, and that's what we are working to do.
Now, next month, Barbados will battle Dominican Republic in a home and away tie in an effort to turn around their fortunes and avoid relegation to League C. Let's take a look now at the weather. The barometric pressure stands at 1009.1 millibars. It's already a warm 27.4 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity stands at 83%, and the winds are blowing out of the west-northwest at 6 kilometers per hour. The present weather is fair. Sea conditions for Barbados, smooth to moderate in open water, with swells ranging from 1 to 5 meters and increasing. Let's take a look at how the tides roll in today. Be careful as you head out for your early morning sea baths. General forecast for Barbados, a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few isolated light showers. Into the evening period, here's what you can expect as you get ready for your weekends. Clear with cloudy periods with a few brief scattered light showers. That's today's morning report. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations, 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. It's time now for Morning Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning indeed. Good to have you with us on this Friday. It's always extra special when it's Friday, yes, but it's also coming up to the end of the month. I feel like September was like the longest month ever. It started and then halfway through the month they said, oh, it's time for back to school. And I feel like we've been back to school for weeks. It's only been like 2 weeks, but now we're at the end of September. As the old people would say, praise the Lord. We're getting ready for October. So always good to have you in company with us, particularly on this Friday. Now everybody in the building knows I love coffee. I'm a coffee girl. And today is arguably one of the best days of the year. It's coffee day. How about that? I needed no excuse, but somebody comes up with a coffee day now. If you've been under a rock for a minute, coffee is a beverage prepared from roasted coffee beans, darkly colored, bitter, and slightly acidic. Coffee has a stimulating effect on humans, primarily due to its caffeine content. No argument here. It has the highest sales in the world for hot drinks. Now, the seeds of the coffee plant's fruits are separated to produce unroasted green coffee beans. The beans are roasted and then ground into fine particles, typically steeped in hot water before being filtered out. I have to say a special good morning to Kishmar up in my newsroom as well. I think the only person in the building who likes coffee more than me is Kishmar. And he can't function unless he has a big cup of coffee, and I mean a cup. And he filters his own coffee. He's absolutely crazy. So however you like it, I know these days the younger generation prefer cold brew or nitro. I still like my coffee hot. I would have a cold coffee every now and then, but I like my coffee hot. No milk for me, please. Just nice and dark and a bit of sugar, and we're good to go. So good morning to all the coffee lovers. Today is also World Heart Day, which is observed on September 29th every single year, and is meant to raise awareness about heart disease and preventative measures that can help prevent cardiovascular diseases. The theme for World Heart Day 2023 is Use Heart, No Heart. So use heart means using the heart emoji to promote the theme and significance of the day. You can do that today. And the World Heart Federation mentions that emojis are one of the most popular forms of communication today that can help retain people's attention and transcend language barriers. But be careful who you're sending those hearts to. You might get yourself or somebody else into some trouble if you're sending out hearts in the wrong context. So just make sure you say it's World Heart Day, put the heart there. Don't say it's World Heart Day and put the heart at the end. You have to be careful with that, all right? So we have a packed show for you today, so let's jump into it. Now, first up, we are telling you more about the International Conference on Strengthening Values Education. And this is something that I'd not heard about before, but once we started delving into it, it certainly has been one of those things that's been top of mind for me. And it builds on the entire concept that education can exist in a way that you're teaching people about values, and values should play a major role in decision making and teaching and life generally, which is, I think, something that is understood, but we don't necessarily think about how we're going to pass it on outside of primary socialization, which is in the home. So everything I would imagine from pleasantries to, or what we call our rules that we learn through religion, and then of course what we learn in the various social areas around our various countries, all plays a role into creating who we are. So we have a guest this morning who's lecturer of human values, personal development and leadership at the Institute of Finance and School of Engineering in Gabon, who's going to be sharing with us this morning. Dr. Onanga Opape is joining us to tell us more, and he's going to be here in Barbados for the International Conference on Strengthening Values Education that's happening from October 12th to 14th. And he's going to be presenting particularly to counselors, principals, classroom teachers, and professors on how easy it is to integrate values education into what they do. So let's go right ahead and say a very special good morning to Dr. Opape. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you with us. And now we know sometimes technology it can be restrictive. We're hoping that we're able to get through the interview because we understand that you're having some technical challenges here this morning. Talk to us first of all about the Values Education Program and how it has been implemented in your part of the world, meaning Africa and Gabon specifically. All right, I think we lost that connection. Very unfortunate, but we're going to work on getting back to it. Definitely a conversation that we've been looking forward to for some time. We definitely are going to try to see if we can reestablish that connection. But to tell you a little bit more about Dr. Opape, now he is one of the presenters who's going to be here for the conference. And as I told you, he's presenting especially for counselors, principals, and classroom teachers or professors. Now, one of the objectives of the program, as I understand it, is to allow institutions to creatively involve teachers because of the general scope of the project is about enriching the classroom environment. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to try to see if we can get Dr. Gabon back on the line. But in the interim, we also have some people here with us in studio. You know, I always love guests. So coming back, we are going to jump into that discussion with our guests, and we're going to try to connect with Dr. Gabon Opape in just a little bit. Dr. Opape in Gabon in just a little bit. So 22 now before 7. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Here's a news flash. We've just heard that the 2 Barbados fishermen who've been missing at sea for 12 days have been rescued.
The country stands poised tonight on the eve of one of its most significant historic events.
A very good evening to you as we bring you a look at local, regional and international news.
A very good evening to you. This is World Scene for Thursday, January 5th.
And that's the picture for some of the social services and cultural activities of 1982.
So when you go to rent a video cassette after May 1st, you'll have to pay more for it.
I'm Ian Bourne with another edition of the CBC Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Diane Fort. In our top story at 7...
The Faces of CBC. It's coming soon to CBC TV8 and it's available for sponsorship.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Join us on October 12th, 13th and 14th for an international conference on strengthening values education to be held in Barbados, embracing 17 Caribbean countries. The conference will focus on the quintessential essence of us as human beings and expand that awareness into the various facets of our lives, including relationships with family members, friends, the community, and the workplace. With inspirational, diverse, and experienced speakers from several continents and countries, including Asia, Africa, Greece, Colombia, Trinidad, Ecuador, and the USA, there will be multiple perspectives on working with human values in a range of settings. In addition, a variety of inspirational workshops will be conducted by our speakers and panelists as they continue sharing their expertise and first-hand experience on this powerful lifelong journey of transformation and expansion, building better lives for our families, our children, all our students, our communities, and our world. So join us on October 12th, 13th, and 14th. There is no charge for registration. We look forward to seeing you there.
And of course, we apologize again. We definitely will try to reconnect with the doctor as soon as we can. But like I told you, we're jumping into something new. So we have to welcome Shane Seeley, who's communication specialist with the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Still feels very weird saying that. Rhea Corbin Hart, patient relations manager at the QEH, and Dexter Griffith, representative for the Rewards, Recognition and Retention Committee at the QEH. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Tisha.
Wonderful to have you all with us.
Appreciate you accommodating us.
What's up, co-host?
I'm good. I'm good.
I have to give you a little bit of pressure. Can't.
Don't let's start that.
You're forever a member of the family.
You have a promise to keep, or a promise you're yet to keep. We have a date that we have to make on the rest.
Let's stay focused, Shane. So today we're talking about, I'm told there's a new outreach component from the QEH. And I'm really excited to hear about it. If we're being completely transparent, there's been a lot of negative press going on about long wait hours and things of that nature. So it's always great to see that the QEH is coming out and getting ahead of what's happening and trying to make people more comfortable. So I'm going to start with you, Shane, to set the tone for what we're talking about with this new outreach.
Yes, the new outreach is a part of the flea market, which is another side of the outreach. It gives vendors an opportunity to come and spend some time with us, but not only spend some time with us, but share their not only experiences, but an opportunity for them to sell their wares and offer deals to the public. So we welcome in people. Mostly it's the 2 last Saturdays of every month, but this new component falls into what is a wider flea market, and we hope to continue it. Dexter, who's a part of the Rewards, Recognition and Retention Committee, well, we all are, really. I only studied that last night when I looked at our names on that sheet. It's a committee. We look at a number of things, not only to boost morale across the hospital, build relationships, but it's all about, as it says, rewarding, recognizing, and retaining our staff. We even have a award ceremony today. Dexter is a big part of coordinating this flea market. So I'm going to give him an opportunity to set the stage before he come back and talk a bit more about this, what we are calling our QEH outreach booth that will be a part of the flea market.
Absolutely. Creating opportunities for the people around you is very, very important.
We started the year before COVID with the idea of giving the staff themselves opportunity to be on site and take part in selling with a flea market. It was conceptualized by a past employee by the name of Venice Gill. She was taking part in many flea markets outside, and we saw the opportunity to do it on site. We have the space, we have the security, so it just worked for us. Since then, it has blossomed where we have a constant vendor partners with about 40 occupants, consistent. Some months we are very booked, we have to turn back people. We used to extend into 2 car parks, but because of the parking situation with construction going on in the hospital, we are limited to 1. But it is very well patronized. After this month, which is tomorrow actually, is fully booked out. And as we go on, the months going on, especially in December, people are already calling and asking to be part of it.
That truly is exceptional. And Mrs. Corbin Hart, that having initiatives like this truly extend farther than just even engaging with your staff, the people who are part of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. It's an opportunity for people to see the people who work there and the facility in a different light.
Definitely. So the outreach component would allow the public to see that we are human as well. We are here for them. We partake in the things that they partake in. But also it would allow us to engage them in some of the discussions that persons want to have that they don't know who to approach, or if they come for their regular clinic appointment or their admission, they may not be able to have those discussions. What is blood pressure? How can I use my machine? Where can I get it from? Questions about the hospital, questions about the different departments about the hospital, what they do, etc. Persons may not be able to have a forum to have those questions answered. And the outreach component, as Shane would have mentioned, allows persons to have this time with us, allows us to socialize as colleagues, and allows us to also interact with the public and the patients as well.
Very, very important. And you're doing those very important, again, blood pressure and blood sugar checks. So at this time where a larger conversation is happening all across the island about non-communicable diseases and the impact of climate change generally on our health and things of that nature. So it truly is timely.
Yeah, truly timely. Dr. Carbon Hart, of course, a wealth of information. She's not in clinic right now, but she's still a doctor. So she will be able to share that information. She's responsible for the patient handbook, which we'll be handing out during the outreach session. A lot of good information contained in this, just for people as they come into the hospital, and she'll expand more on that. But we'll have a number of doctors on site as well. I want to say this was conceptualized by, right at the top, the Acting Minister of Health, Dr. Sonia Brown, and also Dr. Christine Greenidge, a part of this initiative, the Chief Operations Officer. They decided, as you said, Tisha, we need to have that connection, have those conversations with the public so they can have a better understanding. You mentioned some of the negative press that we've been getting. Some of it has been around the accident and emergency department. But this is an opportunity to share with people, as we did earlier in the month, with the advisory that we sent out, that we also did get a lot of pushback about when should you come to the accident and emergency department? What should you come to the accident and emergency department for? So these are things that I know people still remain unsure about. They always call RIA's helpline as well, and we'll be giving you those details as well, because you can have the opportunity before you come and before you experience long waits for something that you possibly should not be there for. Have that conversation with a medical professional on the helpline so that we can better direct your medical issue at that time.
Indeed. Yes, so he said RIA's helpline.
I call it RIA's helpline because she's in charge of it.
That's okay. The correct name, or the official name, is the Patient Advice and Liaison Service Desk. Big fancy word. It stands for PALS. We look at it as your hospital PAL. The telephone number is 536-4800. This is a desk that is manned, as Shane said, by medical professionals. You can call and ask anything about the hospital or about your medical scenario. So in the instance of coming to the emergency department, if you're unsure if this is something that needs to come to the A&E, you can call to get medical advice. Of course, it does not replace actually being seen by the doctor, but it does give you some direction as to how you should handle your medical scenario. I always give the example, persons may be at home cooking, cut their hand, they see the blood, they instantly get scared, they think I need to run down to A&E. But you could call the helpline and they may be able to walk you through or talk you through how to compress it so as to stop the bleeding. And after you do that for about 10 minutes, the bleeding may stop and it may be something that you don't need to come to the A&E. So that's our purpose, and also the purpose of the hospital PAL is to help persons navigate the system. So if they have queries about clinic, can't remember their clinic appointment, not sure what to bring when they're being admitted, not sure how to access private care at the hospital, not sure how to get to the radiology department, any question at all, the Patient Advice and Liaison Service Desk can assist with, and what they cannot directly assist with, they would at least point you in the direction of. So that's the purpose of the desk.
All right, my medical PAL's desk. I won't remember all the other stuff you said, but
hospital PAL, yeah. You're definitely your PAL.
My medical PAL desk. I was looking at this patient handbook. Things like these make all the world of difference, and I can see how this can be a real game changer, especially for older for older people who might be trying to access the services at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
Yes.
So definitely giving you some much needed information. Look at me trying to get it straight. And a handy inpatient guide.
Yes.
So where can I pick this up?
At the flea market tomorrow.
All right.
You come to the flea market. We'll have, as I said, Dr. Rhea Hart, Dr. Rhea Corbin Hart will be there, along with a number of doctors from a number of departments. We'll have nursing represented. We'll have physiotherapy and really rehab represented. Dr. Jerry Warner is expected to pass through. Also, Dr. Mosley as well. A number of senior doctors in the hospital, and these are people sometimes who the public would not really have that opportunity to have a conversation with about their medical issues. So they're coming out in full force so that they can share that information, and then we'll have the pamphlets, as you said, those blood sugar checks. Nursing will be there as well. Nursing is the biggest component of the hospital, the biggest staff complement in the hospital. So it's these front-facing people that will be there to talk to the public. Just come through, have those conversations. You may have a concern about your health, you can raise it there. So that's why we decided, again, big kudos to the minister, the acting Minister of Health, Dr. Brown, for really conceptualizing this and making sure that we execute it as a part of the flea market.
Well, as a part of the flea market, but Dexter, they're taking things over, Mr. Griffith.
That's fine.
I'm kidding.
I normally work behind the scenes.
It's a great balance. So let's talk about some of the other things that will be there on the grounds of the QEH as we come through and not only engage and interact, find out more information, and get a little more comfortable.
Oh, yes.
What else can we
Well,
expect?
the vendors, they normally cater for everything that you could imagine. The household items, food, craft, you name it, clothes, especially children. Last time they had a lot of back to school stuff. So as you know, as Christmas come around, they'll be wrapping up the Christmas items for sale. There are always plenty conkeys for people that love conkeys, for sure. Not me, but yeah, I'm not a conky person.
No reason.
But yes, we have everything. Everything you could imagine is there.
Just for the record, you're not allowed to make disparaging or discriminatory comments on Morning Barbados.
About conkeys.
I'm just saying, I'm not a conky person. I don't say I don't like them. I never really.
And the
had
no
them.
raisin argument comes up again. Some people like them without raisins. I love them with raisins. I only started to like conkeys as I got older.
Well, I guess I have not been older.
Actually.
Yeah, but that's good stuff. So talk to me about precisely where it will be. I know parking is always a major thing in the city.
Yes.
So talk to us about parking, starting times, and where people need to go to be able to
So
get to this area.
from today, well, around 12 o'clock, we normally start to clear the car park. The staff majority of people that park in there are nurses. So when their shift ends, they normally leave. Our engineering department goes in and do a clean from like 4 o'clock. Then the vendors are allowed to come and set up anytime after 6. There's security there, so they can put their tents, they can put their stuff if they need to, and it's pretty much safe until they come 6 o'clock in the morning. We run from again 6 till 5 o'clock, or when they see fit to leave. We don't rush anybody to leave. They are there to enjoy the day, pretty much. And we have all the staff come through. There is bulletins through the hospital, Facebook, WhatsApp, flyers. Our flyers we created in-house and send out to the vendors, and they send them out to their persons that normally come and patronize. Normally, they will call to book their spots very early in the month. So the number that you will have to call is 262-4483, which is my number. Now my eyes rolling up. So it takes me away from my regular day somewhat, but it's something that I took over from the previous lady that used to run it. We used to run it together, but she comes to help when she's now retired, but she steps in and help when I call upon her. So again, we have about 40 spots. When all the construction is finished, maybe we will expand again. When parking becomes available, the flea market is held in what we would call the River Road car park, which is the western car park. I'm correct?
Apparently that is the north of the
northern
car
car. Okay.
Well, when you look at the back of the hospital, but I'm never good with directions.
Northwest, maybe.
Northwest.
Okay.
There you go.
Right, River Road car park.
Closest to River.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is closest to, if you want to call it NASCO, that area. Right. And the parking obviously is a problem. So the vendors go in, set up, and then they park within the hospital where they can find space. And everybody that normally comes in does that too. But it's a very, very good day.
All right, excellent. It most certainly sounds like it's a wonderful day to be had by all. So a range of deals, goodies, treats you can expect, but most importantly, a QEH outreach.
Yes.
And, you know, that's paramount as well. So people understand we're talking about regular people.
Yeah, and I know a big thing for people is medication. So they will get all the information. We'll have pharmacy there, and they'll be telling everyone about the medication delivery service. That's an important thing for us right now, just to ease congestion in that pharmacy area.
Yes.
They do hundreds of medication, the filling of those prescriptions daily, and just a few dollars, between $10 and $16, you can have your medication delivered to you. So all of that information you'll be able to get at the booth.
You know, a lot of this is steeped in culture.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people, if they know they have to go collect their
Yes.
medications, they're on the first bus out of the country, and they want to say, I pulled number 3.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And I sat there from so and so.
Yes.
So it's going to take a while to be able to get people into something new.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes it works quickly, other times it does not, but it certainly is a great starter.
It's definitely growing.
to show them what the alternatives are.
It's definitely growing. I was saying those persons who have access to the medication delivery service, they haven't turned back. Basically, what you spend in bus fare, you spend in delivery, but you get that convenience. And without the wait time, their telephone number is close to the PALS desk number. So PALS is 536-4800, and the medication delivery service number is 536-4804. So easy to remember. All of these are initiatives that the hospital is engaging in to be able to make the patient experience easier, to make navigating the service easier, and definitely the department which I am a part of, patient relations, our focus is on the patient experience. So these are all things that we look at and conceptualizing ways to make things easier for persons. Definitely. That's what we have.
And then you could just go to the website for anything else.
Yes.
QEH Connect. Connect with us. QEHconnect.com, and then our socials on Instagram and Facebook as well.
But most importantly, they want you to connect this weekend. They want you to come on out to this outreach, new outreach component that's going along with the flea market at the QEH. Blood pressure and blood sugar checks, you name it. They're going to be there to answer your questions. You can pick up this handy handbook, your handy inpatient guide, some great questions, and it reminds me of when you were at school, a booklet. It belongs to, you can write your name so Nadia can't steal it.
We want the patients to engage in every way and form,
Absolutely.
so that's why that's the first page.
Wonderful stuff. I want to thank you, Dr. Rhea Hart-Corbin, Dr. Rhea Corbin-Hart, as well as Dexter Griffith and Mr. Shane Seeley. Always great to see all of you, but particularly Shane.
Good to see you, Miss Hines.
Mrs. Hines for you.
My apologies.
I'm kidding. All right, we're going to take a break here. Make sure you come on out this weekend. We're going to bring you an update of the news next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Hey, not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV 8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 come in and join in for fun. Email Nadia Foster at
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
2.5 minutes after 7 o'clock on this September 29th, time for an update of the news. The Grantley Adams International Airport Incorporated will very soon be engaging in a major exercise aimed at beefing up safety protocols. It will also ensure the airport continues to comply with a number of international standards and regulatory requirements. Working in conjunction with the Department of Emergency Management, the exercise, known as a Full-Scale Exercise or FTX, is planned for a date in October that is deliberately not being disclosed. This is to ensure its integrity and authenticity and to adequately test the response system of the airport and other entities. This was revealed during a press conference where Chief Executive Officer of Gaia Inc., Hadley Bourne, stressed that the safety and security of passengers, staff and stakeholders of the GAIA is of paramount importance.
Periodically, it is essential, but also mandatory from a regulatory perspective, to conduct these exercises to evaluate and enhance our preparedness should such incidents or disasters occur. In recent years, we have not undertaken such activities as our emergency response have been actively engaged in real-life scenarios, as recognized with the unforeseen events due to the passage of Hurricane Elsa, the freak storm, and most of you still have a pretty vivid memory of the ash situation.
He reiterated the exercise will be a simulation, but noted it could have some impact on traffic flows at the time it occurs, acknowledging that all of the island's emergency service providers will be taking part. He has also urged members of the public not to be alarmed when it takes place.
I stress on that because I'm well aware of previous exercises that would have caused significant disruption in the country. So I'm emphasizing that it's a simulation and it's just to test our preparedness.
And Captain Robert Harewood of the Department of Emergency Management sought to further explain what might happen during the simulation exercise.
Disruption would really include or be limited, I want to use this word guaranteed, limited to emergency response agencies making their way towards the incident site, activities at the incident site, and the site is almost like a confined area, not to disclose the location, but it's almost like a confined area, so it is not expected for too many persons to be in and around the area, and if they are, to evacuate them or to move them out of the area would not be challenging. But it will be in an area that normally has heightened activity. And the intent is to be able to test the resolve of the Grantley Adams International Airport to respond to an incident within the airdrome.
Members of the public are also being advised, should an authentic emergency occur at the same time, the exercise will be promptly halted. Additionally, any communications about genuine emergencies will be prominently marked with no duff to indicate that it is not a drill. Barbados is among the first 2 Caribbean countries up for review come 2024 as the World Bank prepares to issue its new Business Ready or Be Ready report. The other is Jamaica. Be Ready, which will report on the business systems of the up to 180 countries, replaces the former Doing Business report. Alternate Executive Director for Canada, Ireland and the Caribbean at the World Bank Group, Christopher Sinclair, says a complete review and reform was undertaken after significant flaws were found. Mr. Sinclair explains what's new in the Be Ready report.
They have greater consideration for the role of public services, balanced coverage of the de jure and de facto aspects of business environment, including adding firm surveys, new data sourcing, complement from expert consultations. They're going to go to governments, they're going to go to private sectors, they're going to go to civil society, they're going to do a whole lot of consultations. All topics will be structured on the 3 pillars: regulatory framework, public services, efficiency. And the scoring will be based on firm flexibility and social benefits. So they're including social benefits now, which wasn't in the previous report.
Mr. Sinclair, a former Minister of Finance, was at the time delivering the 8th Leo Leacock Memorial Lecture. During the question and answer segment, he urged small business associations to band together and forward a proposal to CCRIF SPC, formerly the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Financing Facility, for coverage under the Risk Insurance Facility.
It started out for governments and for countries, but we now have to advocate to ensure that it can now come down to companies, businesses, and sectors in particular, so that you don't have to face the full brunt of the reinsurance industry, which can be extremely difficult. We agree with that. Even in instances where you have not been struck by a disaster. Because if a disaster occurs in Bahamas and the recovery rates have to be X or Y billion dollars, it is going to blow back on us.
Opening bank accounts and strengthening the voice of small business and advocacy will be high on the agenda. New chairman of the Small Business Association, Robert Homer, says. The managing director of RMH Financial Consultants Incorporated says much attention is being paid to the sector as it's a major plank in the thrust in shaping a new economy. But there are obstacles in the way.
It seems to a lot of small businesses that is a big thing, to open a simple bank account with a commercial bank, the requirements to even produce a business plan and all this thing, they think is quite horrendous. So maybe we could advocate and promote for the banks to relax some of these requirements to make it easier for entrepreneurs to, get on with the business of opening a bank account so they can run their businesses.
Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations, 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. It's 10 minutes after 7. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 comment and join in for fun. Email Nadia Foster at nfoster@cbc.bb. Hear you soon. Bye.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Morning, morning. Good morning.
It's 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. We have so much to be thankful for. But oh yeah, it's Friday. I mean, what else is there? It's an opportunity to kind of relax over the weekend. Make sure you get out and do a little something if you've been indoors a lot. If you're indoors a lot, you want to get out and get moving. And if you're outdoors a lot, it might be a good weekend to relax. Who knows? Play it by ear, whatever works for you. So we're telling you about something that's going to be a fantastic experience you definitely need to hear about. And maybe this will be that one thing that helps you or helps get you motivated to go outside of the box and do something new, exciting, different. We're talking about the SOAR Experience Global Gathering. And to tell us more about it is Vicky, who's an elevation coach and divine purpose coach and founder and host of the SOAR Experience. And she's brought along Dawn, who is a Power Talk speaker. She'll be a part of the day 2. She's also CEO and consultant with Elite Rapport. Now, Dawn, she is a lover. So I had that name down pat, right? I did that in a purposeful way because I can handle lover. But here's Miss Vicky, and her surname is
Otarina.
Otarina. I'm going to get it at some point in time. Good morning and welcome, ladies.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Good morning.
You look very beautiful, both of you. It's wonderful to have you with us.
It's good to be here.
All right, so we're here to talk about this global gathering and experience. I know that we have some people who are joining us online as well. There's Rhoda Banusai Saliji. I'm getting there, guys. It's Friday. And then there's Ronica Ngasama. Am I getting there anytime soon, ladies?
You did pretty good. You did pretty good with mine.
All right. So welcome to both of you as well. I'm going to start with you, Vicky, if you don't mind me calling you Vicky. Sure. Talk to us about this global gathering and what it will mean for being here in Barbados.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. This SOAR Experience Global Gathering, it is an experience for kingdom business owners or Christian business owners, but any business owner can attend as long as you have a business, whether you're aspiring or you're actually in business or you're seasoned, you can attend because it's an experience where you will be able to go deeper and receive those keys to explosive business growth. So you may have an idea, you may not know where to start, how to start. It's all about helping you birth what you have and also take what you are doing further.
All right, so there will be 3 days, yes. October 13th to 15th, of delivering these keys, yes. of which you speak. Yes. So talk to me, Dawn, a little bit about your role. You're going to be a speaker for day 2.
I am, and thank you so much for having us. This is really a pleasure. Well, I am a service excellence coach. So I talk service, I talk excellence. So one of the things we're going to be really delving into is how to make service excellence your differentiator. What makes you stand out in business? What is the thing that when you stand among your competitors is going to let you stand out and let you shine? And that's going to be key in understanding your competitive advantage in business. So that's what I'm going to be talking a lot about.
Oh, service excellence.
Service excellence.
Say it again for the people in the back. That is one of those areas that we definitely need to continue to build on.
Yes.
Service excellence is a work in progress.
It is.
It is an everyday thing.
It is.
And that definitely is one of those areas that I think every business has to pay particular attention to be able to, capitalize on those keys that you're talking about. Definitely. So I'm going to let you, Vicky, introduce us to the ladies online. I know Rhoda is an accountant and financial fixer. Yes. I love that. A financial fixer. Come fix my finances, Rhoda. And Ronica is founder of Agriazo Poultry, South Africa. So I'm going to let you set up, the parts these ladies will play for us.
Yes. So Rhoda, the financial fixer, she's from the United States of America, and she's going to be one of our speakers on day 1. So day 1 is actually going to be a virtual summit, and we have We have 7 speakers so far who will be speaking on that day from the UK, USA, Barbados, Jamaica as well. And they're going to be all touching on different areas, of course, helping you to receive those keys or handing over those keys to explosive business growth. So there are areas such as she's dealing with the finances and also developing your global message. So let's say you're a speaker or an author, we have a person from Jamaica that's going to be speaking about that. So you need to come to this event. It's all virtual. And on the second day, one of our main keynote speakers is going to be Ronica Ngasama. She is from South Africa and one of the youngest business owners in the continent, well, in that country, of course. And she's going to be speaking about how do you start and manage a business effectively. And she's a minister, she's a mother. So she is also going to be speaking from a standpoint of how do you do all of that and also have those other roles and execute them successfully. So she's from, as I said, South Africa.
All right, good stuff. Definitely a great introduction to you ladies. So again, welcome. Let's talk to the financial fixer. Let's start there. Because once we're able to fix these finances, let me tell you, we truly are soaring. So talk to me about your presentation and what you hope to bring to the table for this SOAR Experience Global Gathering.
Yes, yes. First of all, thank you for having us. I'm so excited I get to be in Barbados today, so I'm so excited about that. As you said, I am an accountant by trade and I am the financial fixer. So what I do is I work with faith-led female entrepreneurs primarily to get their business finances in order, right? As they build empires for God's glory. So what I will be sharing on day 1, the first day of the summit and the conference, I will be talking about 3 keys, 3 financial keys that you can apply practically to your life and to your business to achieve exponential, explosive growth in business and in general in your finances.
That's absolutely wonderful, and we all need help in that area. So that's definitely one that I believe a lot of people will be interested in, like what you'll be presenting, Ronica, talking a little bit more about business. So let's defer now to you and talk about your particular area of expertise. You've been introduced as, a very shrewd businesswoman. So talk to us about what you'll be presenting.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Barbados. I am super excited to be here. Really such an honor. It's afternoon this side in South Africa. It's so hot this side. I hope you're having a chilled weather as well. Thank you so much for the introduction, and thank you, Dr. Vicky Olperina. As a young, passionate woman who's into farming, I've been in business for the past 6 years. And with what we'll be doing at the SOAR Experience, it's what I'd love to call a full business owners for kingdom-minded people. As it said before, the theme is handing over the keys to explode business growth. It's going to be amazing. It's a 3-day conference, I can say. So it's very exciting. We'll be speaking basically more about how to grow your business from and how to overcome the challenges as a business person and how to pass through those hurdles. So to really manage your finances in business as well. So that's basically what we're doing. So it's a 3-day event, virtually free. So it's one that one cannot afford to really something up. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. The limitations sometimes of technology, but I think we got the general crux of what she was saying to us. So back here in the studio, how do we get involved? Let's talk about that.
So you can actually go to the website. It's thesoarexperience.com, and you can register there directly for free. And it's virtual, so you will get all the links and everything that you need to come on the 13th, 14th, and the 15th.
All right, tell me how you got involved with conference.
Well, I attended last year's session. It was a phenomenal conference. It was power packed with such great and rich information when it comes to business. I sat down, I think I wrote about 10 pages of notes. And I know I'm sitting here, I do remember, Vicky, that I said to myself, I'm going to speak at that conference. Now that I'm sitting here, I actually remember that. And then this year when Vicky decided to do it, I said to her, I would like to be a speaker. And because I understood, even from last year, the information that is necessary for a lot of entrepreneurs to be able to grow their business and sustainably. And I think it's so important to understand, particularly in the era that I'm in, that if you do not understand what is your unique value proposition, what is that thing that makes you uniquely different? And then secondly, how do you serve that in a way that persons understand, I am here to serve you as a business owner? And thirdly, mastering that thing, whatever that is that you do and you do it well, mastering it, then what happens is excellence can never be ignored. So if you learn to master what you have, that way, whenever people see you, you want your name or your brand to be the first thing that people think about in a particular product or service industry. So that's why I decided this is something that I would really love to be a part of, because as Black women and entrepreneurs, there is so much that we have to offer. We just need the tools and the tips to be able to do it successfully.
Absolutely. That's, saying it in a nutshell. Can you talk to us about some of the other areas that will be covered? I see there's a laundry list, really.
Yes, so we have a lawyer who's going to be speaking. She's Joelle Maynard Roberts, and she's going to be telling you about all the legal things that you need to take into consideration when doing business or when even working with a client, your contracts, your registrations, all that. And it's relevant not only to those in Barbados, though she is a Bajan lawyer, it's relevant to everybody around the world because there's certain legal concepts that apply across the board. We have a lady from Jamaica. She's Crystal Day. She is a book coach and she teaches persons how to impact millions. So her message will have a little bit about how can you take your book to become a business and then impact millions, taking the message and the story that God has given you to actually make money, not just making money, but doing it because you've been called to do it. We also have a lady out of the UK. She's going to be talking about purpose and how to develop your business as an integral part of the purpose that you're called to here on earth. We have so many different aspects. I'm going to be one of the keynote speakers on day 2, speaking about how do you take your business to the next level and see growth in every season. So there may be another pandemic, God forbid, but how do you take what you have, if you have a business that's being affected, taking whatever gifts, abilities, talents that are inside of you that are not untapped and making and creating the other businesses or creating the other solutions and the other answers to questions that God has placed inside of you. How do you do that? So I'm going to be discussing that as well.
All right, so it's a lot happening, and it's happening over 3 days.
Yes.
Day 1, and it's a virtual summit. So day 2, full conference at Sandals Royal, Barbados.
Still virtual.
Is now fully virtual.
Fully virtual.
So everything, and then on day 3 is the prophetic explosion component of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're incorporating some measure of praise and worship into it as well. Tell me about that.
So day 3 is the prophetic explosion. I myself and my husband, who is Prophet Solomon, he and I were going to be ministering to persons from the standpoint of, okay, you may know you have it. You may know you have that business. You may know you have that ability. You may even be in business, but you're stuck. You've received on day 1 and day 2 all these different keys, all these different this wisdom and experience from these speakers. But now, how do you deal with the aspects that are still holding you back? So let's say you may have been through, let's say for example, a divorce. You may have lost something. You might not have gotten over the investment that you lost. How do you now, along with the scripture, along with the word of God, be delivered from that? be freed from that to actually move forward to the next place. So we're giving you all the keys, all the professional experience, all the necessary technical information that you want to have or you need to have. But on that third day, we are focusing now deeply on the spiritual. We will touch on it on the first and second day, but the third day is where you actually delve into your own self and learn how to move to that next level.
All right, so Rhoda, what advice would you give in terms of encouraging people to be a part of it? Because sometimes people don't even know that they're missing what they're missing.
That's right.
So just from your perspective as an accountant and financial fixer, what would you say to the average person looking on, business person, about why they should come out and be a part of a conference like this one that tackles their finances head on?
Well, what I would say to a business owner is, first of all, you need to get your ticket and be a part of this experience, because as a business owner, especially small business owners, you are juggling so many things on any given day, right? And sometimes you just need that push. Sometimes you just need that advice from experts that you wouldn't know otherwise, right? People that have been in the business that they do for a long time, that have learned all the nooks and crannies of, like for me, finances, right? And so you need to be in the room so you can pick up, right, from these anointed individuals, right, that will be sharing over the 3 days. So as we pour out, business owners, we pour out a lot every day, right? We are sometimes the CEO, CFO, everything, chief marketing officer, everything of our business, right? But these 3 days is a time that you will take to pour back into yourself, to grow, to learn keys to exponential growth in your business. And as for my segment, I will specifically talk about achieving the right mindset to build wealth in your business, and the practical tips and strategies that you can use that day on Friday, right? Practical tips that you can apply in your business and in your life to see a financial fixing in your business and in your finances, to get your finances in order. So we look forward to seeing you. I'll be there on the first day, on Friday. So we look forward to seeing everybody there.
Excellent. Again, this is October 13th to 15th. Get online and get registered. Remind us of exactly where we're going for the registration.
Yes, so you're going to thesoarexperience.com.
Thesoarexperience.com. Final word is yours, Rhoda. You're far away, and we want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. Final word from you as to why we should be a part of this conference.
Thank you. Yes, I'm far away, but I'm near technologically. Thank God for technology.
I didn't want you to wrap up. I'm sorry, because you spoke already. Ronica. Yes, it's Friday, ladies. It's Friday, so my apologies. I wanted Miss South Africa to get in here as well. I'm sorry. So take it away.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for inviting everyone. It's going to be an event. As we said, it's a fully packed, power-packed event. I am specifically so excited and looking forward to seeing everyone on board. And as I will be more about my expertise in farming and public relations and security, as well, I strongly encourage everyone to register on www.thesoarexperience.com. And we cannot wait.
Most certainly now cannot wait either, hearing all of what's going to be happening over these 3 days.
Yes.
So congratulations, first of all, in putting it on. Congratulations on being a part of it. And I wish you the very best in the execution of it. So again, thank you, ladies. Vicky, Dawn, Rhoda, Ronica, bringing the very best to the SOAR Experience Global Gathering That's happening October 13th to 15th. Make sure you are a part of it. You won't be disappointed. Hey, we're going to take a break here and come on back. It's the Friday edition of Morning Barbados. Good morning. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack? Or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so welcome back. It's Friday. Wonderful. I hope you have a great day today. I hope you're having a good morning already. It's warm outside. My goodness. I had some time outdoors yesterday, and it definitely is warm. So a special shout out to those of you who are working in the full bright on sunshine, sending some, usually you say warmth, from my heart to yours. I'm sending some cool air for you today. I'm hoping that you get some nice breezes. Sometimes we get some breezes coming through here in Barbados that make all the difference. Now, talking about making all the difference, the Coca-Cola Caribbean System and the Barbados Bottling Company have teamed up with the National Transformation Initiative, NTI, to offer the 2023 Growing Together Small Business Training Program. You absolutely have to be a part of it because the program offers training and resources on business ownership and management that supports your future decisions, creates economic growth for your retail businesses, and enhances your personal development. This morning, we are honored to have with us Amelia Joseph, who is a business owner, and she was a part of one of the training sessions that has gone by so far, I believe cohort 2. So we're going to talk to her a little bit about the program and how she has managed to benefit from it. Good morning, Amelia.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you with us, and congratulations on being a part of the program. Tell us how you heard about it and how you got involved.
Well, I was scrolling through Instagram and Facebook as normal because I like to post about my business, and I came across it. I applied. I wondered first, and then I applied. I said, I wanted this for me. I applied, and then I got a response, and I said, yes, something to help elevate me and my business. And that's how I got on.
Tell me about some of these stark things that hit you as soon as you went there, because sometimes as small business people, I know when we see these training sessions, sometimes we feel like exactly what you said. I don't know if this is going to be for me, if it will apply to my small business, my little operation. So what are some of the things that really caught your attention once you became a part of the training?
The opening session was fabulous. When we had the gentleman that was I keep saying the poet because I remember him as a poet. His name is not getting to me. Right, Adrian Green. And his introduction to the program was what actually said yes. Is what I said yes. I know that this is going to be for me. his introduction about what we're going to do, how to go about with our business, how to maneuver, how to speak. It was fabulous, honestly. And I said, yes, this is what I need because I need to draw customers to my business.
What are some of the areas that they were dealing with in this training that have helped you to move your business to the next level?
Teaching us how to advertise, how to go forward, how to plan our business, how to maneuver our money. The truth is that she teach me a lot of business for about 15 years. I had a registered business for 15 years, in and out and in and out. But I think this segment, this cohort, actually taught me how I'm going to keep it stable. They taught you how to keep it stable. I love how to get finances for your business, how to go about entreating your customers, how to advertise, the sacrifices you know you have to make because you want your business to be successful, and all the platforms that we can be able to be using just to get there.
And if we're honest, Amelia, why I want to use this opportunity to really shout out Coca-Cola is because a lot of the times we use so many of these brands on a daily basis, and we don't even see how they kind of reach back or reach out to help us. And through this initiative, Coca-Cola is really reaching out into the communities in association, of course, with the NTI, and saying to the average business person, we want to help you along. We want to hold your hand and get you to a better place in terms of how you do your business, like you said, how you market, how you reach your customers, how you engage with them, how you're able to grow this business. So I would imagine that means a great deal to you as well.
Yes, it actually does. I'm actually a customer of Coca-Cola and Banks. Actually, I actually buy from them because I'm looking to incorporate them also into my business because I'm looking to open up into a wholesale. And their products are some of the products that I'll be using. So, hoo-ha to Coca-Cola. Honestly, 100% goes out to them.
That's excellent. Now, as part of the Coca-Cola Caribbean system, the Barbados Bottling Company continues to grow its beverage portfolio and expand choice with products such as Coca-Cola No Sugar. They seek to enhance opportunities for customers to grow their businesses while marketing new, reduced calorie and zero sugar beverages. And the program is available to customers of the Barbados Bottling Company and itinerant vendors who are also welcome to apply for the program. The Growing Together Small Business Training Program is offered in partnership, of course, with the NTI, and it's for you. It's for just about anybody. You see that we have Amelia here with us, and any business at all is open to be a part of it. Some of the topics that will be covered in the program include small business ownership and being a micro entrepreneur, enhancing my business through customer service, small business financing, attracting customers and generating value for my business, applying innovation for business growth, refreshing the world, and making a difference. And that is all self-paced. So go to training.nti.org to find out a little bit more about it. And you too can be talking about moving your micro enterprise to a place where, just like Amelia, she's getting ready to move into another business space with all of the inspiration that she has been able to garner. So from you, the last words for anyone looking on who might be thinking, I'm not sure if this might be right for me. What would you say?
I would tell them, go ahead, take the push. The only way you can know you can be successful, I can work for you, is if you take that step forward. And NTI honestly is that step forward. I just would like to say also the courses that they have other than small business, you can also learn bookkeeping, fundamentals of personal finances, management. All those courses which I am doing, thanks to NTI, is really great in terms of you handling your business and going forward.
How are you
making a profit also?
How are you managing it, Amelia? Because sometimes as a a micro business owner. And I think sometimes when we kind of lump micro and small and medium-sized businesses together, we leave out the micro businesses, because as a micro business owner, sometimes you're doing everything. So they're not necessarily employees or people for you to assign things to do. So how are you able to manage it? Is it because it's at your pace, it's online, you're able to go to it, get things done, go back to it when you have a little time? How are you working out with the NTI and the training online?
Well, the thing about me is that I'm a late person. So I usually go online late, like when the business slows down a bit, because I actually operate from home and I have a tabletop space on Fairchild Street also. So I actually do it at my pace, which is really great when I have that spare amount of hour or 2 hours. And that really works for me. It actually works.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then reading, yeah.
That's all I need to hear from you. It actually works. And I'm really happy that you talked about all the other courses that are available there on the NTI platform as well. Because, I mean, once you start, you won't want to stop. Looking through the list, sometimes it's difficult to even pick out a few. You're like, oh my goodness, I'd love to do this or that or what have you. And it truly is not difficult. It's at your own pace. You can go through it. There's support that's available. They have support personnel to make sure you understand. I want to thank you so much, Amelia, for coming and sharing with us this morning. And I want to wish you all the best with your business. I look forward to that retail segment of your business being launched. And I will be sure to come and support it as well. That's a promise.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Can I just make 2 shout outs? Can I make 2 shout outs?
Absolutely.
I just want to shout out Miss Alison Leacock and Markeisha Ali. Those 2 have really, really been an inspiration and help. And Dawn Lovell also. Can't forget her. Can't forget her.
All right, wonderful. I can see that you truly enjoyed being a part of the program. And so again, it's the Growing Together Small Business Training Program. Get online and find out more about it. That can make all the difference in your life and the lives of your families. Thank you so much. Hey, we're going to take another break. It's 17 minutes before 8 o'clock. Coming back on Morning Barbados, we have some other great stuff. So stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. 15 minutes to go now before 8 o'clock. Just 15 minutes to go. All right, so yesterday we started telling you all about the climate, population, and planetary health. It's a hot topic at 60 panel discussion that's happening. And we're being joined today by Dr. Kenneth Connell, Deputy Dean, Recruitment and Outreach, Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of the West Indies, and Dr. Heather Harewood, Head of Public Health Group, Faculty of Medical Sciences, UE as well. Good morning and welcome. Good to have you with us.
Good morning, Tisha. It's great to be here on World Heart Day. Good morning, Tisha.
Good morning. All right, so now that you've set that tone for World Heart Day, Dr. Connell, knowing all the work that you do through the Heart and Stroke Foundation and all of that great stuff. I'm going to give you an opportunity to kind of set the tone with that on this very important day before we start delving into what we're going to talk about with climate change, etc.
Okay, so two things I noticed this morning that we kind of are aligned with. The first is that it's very hot outside. Even preparing to come to work this morning, it was extremely hot, as you stated. And secondly, Tisha, you are not wearing red, but you're forgiven because I can see the red in your heart celebrating World Heart Day. This year, World Heart Day is situated in a hot Barbados. We are experiencing climate change like we have never seen before. It isn't a conspiracy or anything. Everyone out there can see how hot it is. And today, the K-Phil campus at its 60th year, as we usually do, we reflect on those things affecting Caribbean civilizations. Climate is one of them, affecting population health, such as heart disease, cardiovascular disease, as well as planetary health and what it's doing to the environment. So today, actually in about 3 hours, we're joining you from the set of the panel discussion. We present to you climate change, population and planetary health, a hot topic at 60. And I also note, Tisha, that you have never visited us at the E.R. Waldron Clinical Skills Building. So I look forward to seeing you in about 3 hours' time, right next to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
Yes, that was quite a laced statement. For a moment, I was wondering if it was my bad to even extend the opportunity, Dr. Connell, but I'll keep it in the family. I absolutely have to come by. So let me go now to you, Dr. Harewood, because there's so much to unpack when we even start trying to, talk about how one impacts the other. So let's start by talking about how climate change impacts human health generally, but for us in particular in the region, what are some of the peculiar things that we can experience or we might be seeing as people in this part of the world who, like Dr. Connell said, are experiencing at this time things like extreme heat?
Sure, thanks, Tisha. So if you want to start by just remembering health is not just absence of disease. So we can look at health in terms of physical health, mental health, or social health as well. And climate change has the capacity and is actually impacting all of these aspects of health. So if we think about physical health, and just to keep the theme of World Heart Day going, there's a lot of extra effort that our bodies spend in trying to be cool. Our bodies naturally have a thermoregulatory mechanism that becomes extremely challenged with the hotter outside is. And if we think about the fact that, we normally would have our blood vessels dilating to evaporate excess heat from our bodies to cool us, but because it is hotter outside, and because we tend to have high humidity, the sort of difference between our bodies and the heat and the sort of moisture in the atmosphere is actually diminished. So we find that we don't cool as efficiently. And that has knock-on effects. It affects our hearts, or our hearts have to work, how our respiratory systems work. And you can see then, physical health can be impacted in that way. If we think about our mental health, we can think about it in terms of outside gets hot. People tend to be a bit more irritable. We tend to be less vigilant sometimes even in our workspaces. So it has implications even for workplace safety. But the heat also impacts people's livelihoods. So you can think of farmers, you can think of people whose crops are looking really great, but then we get drought. What happens to that person? And for people who have to face this year after year after year, we can see how over time it can affect the psyche. So it's not just the cataclysmic events like these hurricanes. We think about more of the slow onset things like drought and water scarcity, which can affect us in every area of our health. So I think these are some of the things that are peculiar to us and that we need to pay a lot of attention to and really are taught this morning, between 10 and 2 this afternoon. You want to highlight some of these things, what it means for us in the region, and hopefully to identify strategies that we can use at individual, at national, and even to have some sort of comment on the global landscape and how to mitigate some of these challenges.
Mitigation is going to be paramount for us to be able to truly deal with some of what we're looking at. Dr. Connell, so explain to us the concept of maybe climate-sensitive diseases or conditions. For doctors, obviously, these are, things that you deal with all of the time, but we know that there are, in fact, climate-sensitive conditions or climate-sensitive diseases. even looking at, vector-borne diseases and things of that nature, when we have the climate changing in this way, all of these are things that will impact public health as well.
Let me just start by saying, Tisha, that I think that every disease is climate sensitive. Some are more climate sensitive than others, but every disease is affected by the climate and the environment that we live in. For instance, most people can appreciate the climate-related heat, extreme heat, and the kind of impact this has on diseases such as dehydration and heat stroke and heat exhaustion. But did you know that air pollution directly influences cardiovascular diseases? And in certain countries where the air quality is not where it should be, the prevalence and the incidence of myocardial infarctions or heart attacks and strokes both increase. And this doesn't, so it's not just respiratory diseases that everyone thinks about, but climate quality affects cardiovascular health. Also, if you are living with a non-communicable disease, we're encouraging you to go out there and exercise, but if outside is too hot, you can't do so. We're encouraging you to eat healthily, but if you can't get healthy crops because of seasonal changes and the extreme heat, then it's impractical to do so. So to the public listening, it is easy to see what I like to call the social determinants of health and how climate influences those determinants, such as the outdoor space and food, but we don't see the direct impact it has on health. And also on us as prescribers, we have to adjust medication because of the climate. Patients living with hypertension, for instance, or high blood pressure need to have reductions in their tablets that cause them to lose fluid to lower their blood pressure. But in these circumstances, it might cause them to lose too much fluid in the heat. So these are adjustments that clinicians need to make. So every illness is affected by climate because we cannot be separated from our environment.
Wow, I think that's why this is so important, because it really shows us how important it is to look at these things in a holistic type of way. The interdisciplinary collaboration is very, very important to be able to not only look at what's happening with the climate. You brought in agriculture, for example. You brought in access to food and things of that nature. So it's going to be very, very important for us to look at how we change and adapt, and obviously mitigating factors like Dr. Harewood would have talked about. So this is all coming off 10 to 2 at the Errol Warren Building Clinical Skills Complex, UE Cave Hill, Gemmett's Lane. You're located on Gemmett's Lane. Do you need to register or anything of a sort, or can we just come on over and be a part of this very timely discussion?
You do not need to register, so you can do like Tisha and come directly over to the Clinical Skills Building this morning, or you can join us on UniTV on our Facebook page or the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus page as well, where you can also join us online. We hope to see you here in person, but if you are not venturing into the heat at 10 o'clock this morning, you can also join us online and also check out the rest of our 60th anniversary celebrations, as the campus is full stage this year at 60.
Absolutely. I love the topic as well. I mean, a hot topic at 60, and we can twist that any which way. Dr. Harewood, are you dealing with any specific area during the conference, or are you speaking generally?
Well, this is always a catch-22 for someone who does public health, right? Because we tend to speak to so many things, but I think one of the areas that will come out is a bit of vector-borne diseases, which you alluded to earlier, because we know climate really even alters how the vector species behave. So, mosquitoes, for example, emerge earlier, their metabolism is higher, they bite more frequently. And then some of the practices that we do, because there's lack of water, like how we store water, we actually now provide a habitat for mosquito breeding. So those are some of the things I want to look at. And also just to reflect a little bit on how, even from the health system's point of view, that is going to have implications for how we diagnose, how we manage, and how we give advice to the public. Because a big part of public health is really about health promotion and trying to get people to be more efficacious as an individual and as community to help themselves. So those are some of the things that I think I will definitely be focusing on. So I'm happy to have to join, and we have to take your questions as we co-collaborate to build up some solutions for us in the region, and certainly.
And you can post your questions online.
Good stuff. I want to thank you both for sharing with us, Dr. Heather Harewood and Dr. Kenneth Connell. I'm going to avoid asking you what's in that cup, Dr. Connell, because it's World Coffee Day. So I'm just going to assume there's coffee in that cup. And I will, in fact, see you at 10 o'clock. Bye.
Very much. Have a
All
good
the
day.
best. All right, so it's all about the climate, population, and planetary health, a hot topic at 60, of course, continuing to celebrate with the University of the West Indies and to share in this very timely discussion. Make sure you get on and be a part of it. You can join via UE TV. You can get online on the various pages, the UE pages, as the doctor said, and just get in on the discussion. Be a part of it. Have a fantastic weekend as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a little break here and come back and wrap up today's edition of Morning Barbados. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, we are out of time, but before we go, we want to remind you about the CBC Shop and Win promotion that is going on. This is a fantastic idea. You absolutely have to make sure that you are a part of it, because it gives you an opportunity to go to Dominica, and you get to bring a friend as well. Airfare, accommodation, 3 nights of music at Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. It comes off October 27th to 29th. And trust me, as someone who's gone off to the Dominica Music Festival, it's wonderful to have it back again. I discovered people like Mikkel Henderson, an amazing artist from down the region, at this promotion. They're giving you a chance to go. Just send a copy of your receipt to WhatsApp 5465 or email marketing@cbc.bb, clearly stating your name and contact information, and you can be a lucky winner. All you have to do is purchase from one of our partners, and we continue to tell you where you can do that. Remember, it's happening now. So as you get up this weekend to shop, make sure you shop and win. Hey, the Metropolitan High School Old Scholars Association, they're having a fundraising food sale at the NUPW with a flea market as well at Dalkeith. That's tomorrow from 9 o'clock in the morning. Check them out. Also, we want to remind you that CBC TV8 is presenting Kids Karaoke. It's children between the ages of 5 and 17 that are welcome. All you have to do is email Nadia Foster and nfoster@cbc.bb to take part. And we're recording from this weekend, so get in there if you have little ones who love singing or want to participate in Kids Karaoke. The CIBC First Caribbean Walk for the Cure is happening this Sunday as well. So get on out. It's back at the new route. So we want to make sure that you are a part of that as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being with us this week. As you go through your day, remember to wear your smile, do something nice for somebody else, and it's going to make you feel good too. Coming up on Monday, the next chapter with Mario Herbert, breast health and breast cancer awareness. We're continuing with that series. We're going to review what happens for the breast cancer walk as well. Dr. Dale Brathwaite is going to be here, and we're reaching out to Bajans afar. That's all coming up Monday on Morning Barbados. Good morning to you, Cassandra Crawford. Thanks for watching. I feel you only watched because Shane was on. Anyways, good morning to Tony Thompson as well and the entire CBC crew. And to you, have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.